this singer called, I don't know, Baby Rexa. Is that how you, Bebby?
Oh yeah,
BB
Rexa.
Nick, can you pull up the screenshot? So she also leaked text messages from
her boyfriend.
Yeah. I guess they broke up. So let's read that. Okay, can you control zoom in? Yeah, and you know what? I'm actually going to have Essie. No. Scroll to the top so we can actually read it out. All the way to the top. All the way to the top. Essie, can you read the text message?
It says, "Hey, I never said you weren't beautiful."
Hold on, let me just clarify. This is her boyfriend, so Baby Rex or whatever. Her singer, I guess, famous. Never heard of her. This is a text message, not that she sent, but that her boyfriend sent. Go ahead, Nick, and if you can scroll it out just a bit so we can actually read the.
Hey.
No, sorry. Okay, that's fine.
I never said you weren't beautiful, and I never said I didn't love you. In fact, I said how beautiful you are and how much I loved you. But I always said I would be honest with you and your face was changing, so I told you it was. That was the conversation we were having, and you asked, because I care. Would you rather I lied to you? You gained 35 pounds. Obviously, you gained weight and your face changes. Should I just pretend it didn't happen and that it's okay? Come on, I gained 3 pounds and you call me chubs and fat. Doesn't mean you don't love me. If you're trying to find reasons to break up, this makes sense. ... But it's not the real reason. If you're unhappy with me / yourself / with life and don't see a future with us, then that's okay and that's the reason. Don't use something like that to weaponize your anger or anxiety or any insecurity you may have. You know I always found you to be beautiful and loved you no matter something. I think it's important for you to
zoom out.
I think it's important for you to think about things and write things down, speak to a therapist, and do this retreat thing to get to the root of the problem. Let me know if you'd like to speak or if you need more clarity. Love you.
Okay, so text message from her, I suppose now ex-boyfriend. She posted this to her Instagram, so somewhat related to the Jonah Hill situation because she's releasing what is otherwise private communications. So has anybody seen this story?
Yes.
Yeah, I was on Valuetainment recently.
Okay, so I'm trying to understand a little bit because she only released that text message. From what he's saying, it sounds like she asked him at some previous point, some prior point, to give her feedback on her appearance. We don't know if she literally just texted him like, hey, does this outfit make me look, I don't know what the scenario is, but does anyone know like kind of the details of this?
We never really heard what prefaced that. She just kind of released that and went with that. Yeah.
So, but given what we've seen, he's saying, hey, you've gained some weight. 35 pounds, I guess, is what it was. Is he a dick for this? Is he a jerk?
No.
Or was that a pretty reasonable text message?
To me, it seems like she asked. I think if it was an unwarranted opinion, then maybe it wouldn't exactly have been an appropriate thing to say. But to me personally, reading that text message, it seemed like he was coming from a place of kindness after her kind of prefacing the conversation and asking him. I don't think it's right to be upset with him if you were asking for honesty. And because to me, he didn't seem like he was attacking her. He wasn't trying to break up with her. He wasn't saying that she wasn't beautiful anymore or anything like that. He just seemed like he was responding to something that she had asked him.
Agreed.
He also gave a lot of reassurance.
Yeah, and he didn't he say that like you made fun of me when I gained like a couple of pounds or something?
Yeah.
This instance is like, didn't he say 30 pounds or something? Or that's what they were implying? Like that's a very large amount compared to a couple of pounds. And again, going back to the difference between men and female, we poke fun at guys all the time. We make fun of them for being shorter or maybe not being as masculine or this, that, or the other. But when it comes back to females, the direction, the reaction is totally different sometimes. And the way we expect them to react is totally different sometimes.
I mean, I don't think it's appropriate for her to call him chubs or fat if he's gained a couple pounds either. I mean, it just doesn't sound like a healthy relationship to me.
Yeah.
If that's
I agree. I'm just saying that happens.
No, I completely agree with you. I do agree with you. I think that it seems like he was coming from a place of love and he wasn't aggressive or
completely. Yeah. I completely agree.
Coming at her with malice or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this is as controversial of a post as maybe would have liked it to be.
Which is crazy. Why'd she post it? Like, what did she expect people? Like, what
it.
reaction did she expect? It's so funny. That's an indication of how women just expect sympathy automatically for nothing. Like, there's a bunch of other examples of this in recent media, actually. Yeah, it's really silly.
Yeah, I mean, I think women tend to be criticized harder personally, but I just don't think that he was criticizing her. In my opinion, I think he really just seemed like a good partner to me in what he was saying.
Yeah.
Very much so.
I'm also wondering if maybe the weight gain was contributed to like the relationship not being the best. Maybe she wasn't happy. Like there's probably some deeper things to unpack there, I would say.
It could be anything. We have absolutely no idea.
But yeah, I think this is less controversial. I know people online were kind of making a lot of controversy about it, but when I read it, and I mean, I tend to be pretty, attack mode with stuff like that. But no, I think he seemed like a good partner and somebody that was just addressing the situation that she had asked for.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty shocking, though, that she took a screenshot of that and thought, oh, this is going to be such a W. Like, well, I mean, there's definitely people that sided with her. But I mean, like, just if you take yourself out of the situation, you look at the actual text message, he's being very diplomatic and polite. And he does say, hey, you gained some weight. But it sounds like there was some, we don't know what it was, but either she asked him to be upfront or honest with her about any changes in physical appearance. So who knows? But
I think even if she didn't ask before, I think it's reasonable to bring something like that up, because that might like affect certain things in the relationship. Like, for example, as shallow as it seems, like attraction plays a huge part within relationships, and if he feels no longer attracted to her, then that could be a thing. And also, like, gaining a lot of weight might indicate problems with mental health, so that could have come from a place of that too, being concerned about that, which is why he mentioned like the retreatment or whatever, like in therapy or whatever. So I think it's perfectly fine. Like, if I gained a few pounds, I'd definitely want my boyfriend to help me, and if my boyfriend gained a few pounds, I'd definitely say something, because like you're supposed to move forward as a couple, not move back.
Yes.
I would say anything to do with looks, though, is kind of a touchy subject.
Yeah.
So
It's
you would have
definitely
to
touchy,
definitely approach it with like as much kindness and empathy
Yeah, and
as
I
possible.
think that he approached it perfectly fine if that were to be the case.
Absolutely.
Well, and I kind of agree with Essie. I think it's just something that's really sensitive, and it could be like a health issue. It could be a mental health issue. There's so many different reasons for that, but I think that as long as you're coming from like a place of kindness, because I see so often in marriages and relationships where a woman has like a baby, for example, and then the male is like, well, I'm not attracted to my wife anymore. Like, her body isn't the same. And I think that kind of comes back to it. Like, if you're not going to be attracted to the person that you're with, no matter what weight they're at or whatever, then you like shouldn't be with them.
wait, hold on. Can you just repeat that
Sure.
last part? Well, go ahead.
I think that if you think that you're going to lose attraction if somebody gains a couple pounds, then you shouldn't be with that person, because women, our bodies go through changes throughout our entire life, especially when we're having kids that, men also want. I mean, I see instances all the time where these men are going online or on Reddit and they're like, I'm not attracted to my wife anymore. Her body isn't the same. I don't love her anymore because her body isn't pre-baby body.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're never going to have pre-baby body again. That's not what it is.
When a man chooses to have a baby with a woman, I feel like women always feel really bad after, and they're like, oh, like they have like this expectation that like, oh, like their husband isn't gonna view them the same, because your body changes so much when you have a child. Like, when a man has like a kid, it's like, like they're ordering a baby on Amazon Prime. Like, a woman, like, she's carrying the baby for 9 months. Like, your body is going through so many changes. So I think that's really important. Like, I feel like a lot of men do go on Reddit or even go online or anywhere, and they're just like, I don't like my wife anymore. She's not attractive, even though she just like gave birth to their child. Like, it's so sad.
Well, but I mean, okay, so there's obviously a couple components. There's weight gain, and then which you do have control over. Perhaps it might take you a bit of time, but there's also like stretch marks from pregnancy. Right. Okay, so stretch marks, that's pretty much out of your control. If you get that from, carrying a kid, I don't think that men should, be hounding on their wives for stretch marks. But when it comes to weight gain, she gained 35 pounds apparently. What's that?
I said some weight gain, in some cases it's good weight gain, But when a man is like, oh no, I like it better when you were thinner. Like, in my case, like, I was very, very thin about 2 years ago. And I gained 30 pounds, and some guy was like, you're getting fat. And like, that's really hurtful, Like,
Nick.
you don't just say that, And like, some weight is good weight.
And it can be attributed to health issues. I mean, for example, like, I've always been a thicker person, but I mean, I have a personal trainer. I work out 5 days a week. I lift weights. I go to spin classes. I eat healthy. I don't eat meat. I have a dietitian, I go to doctors, and I am insulin resistant. I'm not a diabetic or anything like that, but it's very, very, very difficult for me to lose weight no matter what I do. So am I supposed to be in a relationship with somebody that's going to judge me for that when it's something that's completely out of my control?
Wait, what's out of your control?
Being insulin resistant and working out and eating healthy and not losing weight.
Wait, insulin resistant?
Yes.
What is that? What is?
It's very difficult for my body to lose weight. I'm not diabetic or anything like that, but like insulin is extremely necessary in order to lose weight, and my body doesn't accept.
Is that a medical diagnosis?
Yes.
To be insulin resistant, and so
Yes.
that makes it difficult for you to lose weight.
Yes.
So even if you eat at a caloric deficit, you still can't lose weight?
I permanently eat at a caloric deficit.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Some people do have that, yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying is like, is that fair for me to, you know, at any point in time have my man be like, oh, well, you've gained weight, like you're unhealthy, I'm not attracted to you anymore, when it's literally something that's out of my control. I mean, I literally have a trainer, I do everything I can.
I
Or
think
if
in
you're
that
taking
case,
medication
it's,
too.
appropriate to disclose that to your partner, because if you disclose that to your partner right away, there might be less.
That's not something to really talk about. Like, oh, by the way, can't lose weight. Like,
Well,
no,
no,
that's
no.
not
But what if
something-
she was? What if your girlfriend or wife was one way, and then gained 40 pounds, and you're not attracted to her at her new weight? I think that. Let's say it's okay with the baby, whatever the fuck her name
would
is.
love
They
my
don't
man
have
if he was a
kids.
little
They don't
thicker.
have kids, so there was no pregnancy involved. If we stick to the story, she wasn't pregnant. She didn't go through a pregnancy. As far as I know, she doesn't have kids. She just gained 40 pounds, 35 pounds, whatever it was. And it wasn't even clear. He said he loved her, so he wasn't like trying to end the relationship, but she was just butthurt about this text message, I guess. I don't know.
He even still said she's beautiful. He said,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah,
you
exactly.
at any weight. So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't even think that it was malice or that he wasn't attracted to her. To me, it seemed like a conversation they were having, and she just, for some reason, felt vengeful and decided to screenshot that and post
But
it
do
online.
you guys think it would be wrong for a guy to break up with his girlfriend? Again, no child in the picture. Break up with his girlfriend if she gained like 40 pounds.
I think that's perfectly reasonable, honestly. Like I said, attraction plays a huge role in relationships, and if you no longer feel attracted to that person, that's going to set your relationship back quite far. Like, that's like if a guy were to go bald, say, like male powdered baldness, and if you no longer feel, well, if
What?
someone,
Huh?
like, I feel like, okay, if a guy were to go bald,
Sure.
like, let's just compare the two. Like, a guy goes bald if a woman doesn't feel
Get the
attracted
scroll
to
and
him.
energy drink.
If a
Where's
guy
that
were to
energy
go
drink? Let's get
bald
her
and a
in.
woman were to complain about it, it wouldn't really be as big of a thing, because like, oh, he went bald, like I don't like him anymore. But if a woman gains weight, for some reason that's a sensitive, touchy topic.
Go
as
ahead.
opposed to
Well, relationships are for like the better and for the worse. Like, if my partner's struggling with like things that affect their, like if he had a receding hairline or something, like I still care about him on the inside. Like my attractiveness to him may differ, but like these are all things that can be fixed over time. Like if he's bald, he can get a hair transplant, or
What if he doesn't want to?
if he doesn't want to get a hair transplant,
doesn't
then that's
want
on
that
him.
sort
But like,
of
I'm not going to
intervention.
break up with him because he's
Yeah.
balding.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I don't.
shallow.
I'm not
Yeah.
dating
So
him for his
shallow.
hair.
Yeah.
Like, if a guy is going to break up with me for gaining 40 pounds for like whatever reason, like, at least be willing to have a conversation with your partner about your like communication. Like, talk to them about it, work
Yep.
through it if you can. Don't just give up. I feel like a lot of people just give up way too easily in relationships nowadays.
40 pounds would also usually denote some type of physical or mental health
Right.
thing that's like really occurring. So typically the conversation would happen before you
Exactly.
got to that tipping
I feel like
point,
I wouldn't
right?
be like, oh my god, like my boyfriend gained like 40 pounds. I don't like him anymore. I don't know. I feel like that's like
What are
really
you,
shallow.
You're not a
Along the
chubby
way,
chaser?
there
What's
was-
going on?
Yes, I just said I love it
You
when my
love-
men are thicker.
You like thick dudes?
Yeah.
Well, I think I don't know if it's a
Like I
apt-
really like this one guy when he can I say this real quick? I'm sorry, I like interrupted you.
Go ahead.
Okay, I really like this one guy. Sorry, I like tend to play with the cup, but I really like this one guy, and he was a little bit like chubbier, and then all of a sudden he started losing all this weight, and like started going to the gym, and like started getting like a really nice body. I kind of lost attraction. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was like, oh, like I miss my chubby man. Like there's so much more to hug, and like,
So he got fit,
yeah,
and you started losing attraction for him.
yeah.
I don't know. You should see a doctor about that. But, But I don't know if
they're
it's a. I
squishy,
don't.
they're fun to hug, fun to cuddle with. They're not all hard and like.
Yeah, I think it's
stiff.
perfectly within your right to like lose attraction to someone. If you were attracted to him for being chubbier in the first place and he lost weight, that's perfectly reasonable. But at the same time, like if someone started out as thin and got fat, which like and they could control it, like say male pattern baldness, you can't control that. Shaving your head, you can control that. But if they were to get fat, I think it's perfectly within the man's right to be like a step back from the relationship. I mean, sure, he should bring it up first or stop it before it's too late, stop it, whatever. But I think it's perfectly within anyone's right to like express that they don't feel attracted to their partner.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I don't know if a guy losing his hair is an apt comparison to
It's not a
gaining 40
comparison,
pounds.
but I just meant
no,
like
not
medically.
you. I mean,
oh yeah,
don't
I
think-
just meant like medically gaining weight. Like if there's like a medical reason going on, I'd say that it's like sort of on the same kind of spectrum as the hair loss thing, like male pattern baldness. But when it's something that you do have control over, like liberty over, like if you choose not to lose the weight that you've gained, and if you went to the gym and you just easily lose it like that, I'd say that it's like perfectly like reasonable to be like, hey, I don't really feel attracted to you, I don't think this is going to work out, because that also reflects the person's lifestyle, and if this person has a lifestyle that might set the other partner back, you know, you don't really want to be a part of that. And like I feel like not wanting to go to the gym, not wanting to improve, that reflects on the person as like, oh, they're lazy, they just don't want to change, they just want to like sit stagnant in this situation.
No, yeah, I see where you're getting at, but I think you can, you know, if like your partner is gaining some weight, you don't really find them attractive, I think there's a nice way to say it, like, oh, like gym date, you know? Like, you have to be like, you're getting fat. Like,
Or how
peace out.
BB's boyfriend did it. Honestly, he did it great. Honestly,
Yeah,
if
he
any
was
guy was
fine.
going to do it
Yeah.
that way, then honey, that's fine. You
Yeah.
can go ahead. That's
BB
fine.
was a little
very respectful.
There wasn't no reason to post that, BB.
No reason.
I don't know. Also, if she really loved him, I feel like she wouldn't really out him like that. You
Facts.
Know? I
Very
feel like
true.
if I
So
love
true.
somebody, I'm gonna protect them no matter what. Like,
Exactly.
I don't want anyone.
I'd say she was already
Wait,
Even-
hold on.
even if I was
hold on.
mad?
Didn't you just say earlier on in the show something about getting revenge on an ex?
I said, yeah, like, you know, like sometimes you do want to get revenge, but like to put it out there in public and be like, I wouldn't come out here and be like, my ex, like he was, you know, like say all these like terrible things about them, because like, you know, I feel like when I love somebody, I feel like I will always love them a little bit, you know, that love will never like die for them. And I also have massive respect for these people that have once been a part of my life. Like they came into my life for a reason, you know, and I wouldn't go out of my way to like post something, especially if I have like such a huge fan base and anyone and everyone can go and like attack them for no reason, just because, you know, you needed that little hit of like feeling like validated,
validation,
you know,
yeah.
validation. And I don't know, I feel like, I'm so sorry, BB, but I feel like it was a little immature, especially because she's such a huge celebrity, and like all her fans are probably gonna go attack that poor
I
dude,
feel like
and
she
he
was-
wasn't even, you know, he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, by the way,
checked
her-
out of the relationship.
Her boyfriend is not like super well known. Like I think I looked him up. He's got like 10,000 followers
Oh,
on
that's even worse.
Instagram. So he doesn't have like the same level of
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's way worse then.
Yeah.
yeah,
She
it's
did-
just
she
like
didn't really love him,
She
I'm so
just
sorry.
sent the dogs after him basically.
Yeah.
And, like so.
She wanted to get her lick.
All right, let's get a